You don't have to hold it.
Because you always grab it from me and you took it off.
Oh, there we go. At least you know.
So, no, this is your show, dude.
It's nice we don't have to tell a woman twice. Call me.
Would you like to learn some Chinese?
Let's do it.
Ni hao.
What was that? Wait, what am I saying? What am I saying?
Hello.
Meow. I feel like I should already start. How do I say work harder, child? So when I start my clothing company and I open up a couple sweatshops, how do I get to the meat and potatoes of work harder? No food for you till you finish.
Okay, man. Do you think this is going to be the last time we see Luke Rockhold inside the octagon after November 6th?
You know, man, Luke is a fucking cunt and he deserves to fucking go to sleep permanently. But, I mean, he's a great fighter, dude. He was a champion for a reason, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, dude, he could say whatever he wants, but he was a champion. He was a champion, right?
That's right, middleweight.
Yeah, back when it was a little bit easier. But anyway, he would never be a champion now. But anyways...
Hi guys, and welcome to Tailored Talk. Guys, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Sean Strickland for beating Israel, because he's beaten one of the best, and I never thought he would do it. Sean is the last person who I thought would beat Israel, so a big congrats to Sean for that. It's one of the upsets. It's one of the best upsets in UFC history. He was an underdog. To me, it's more of an upset than Rousey versus Holm. It's more of an upset to me than Sarah versus GSP. It's more of an upset because I really thought that Sean had no chance. Yet again, he's also proven that MMA math doesn't work. But guys, Sean Strickland, as a person, is one of the worst role models in UFC history, morally, like concerning his character and who he is as a person and the goals he has and the way that he conducts himself. He is one of the worst champions in UFC history.
My dad was laying in bed one day, with a 45. I fucking walked up, he was talking about and I was like, Dad, you should fucking do it. You know, you should fucking do it. I was like 17. I was like, your wife left you, you're unemployed, you're a fucking drug addict, your life sucks, like, you should fucking do it. I took the gun, put to his head, put his hand on it, said, do it. Didn't fucking do it. Died at 50-something of cancer and miserable. Fucking miserable.
Guys, he's rude, he's cross, he's borderline sexist, borderline racist, borderline homophobic, borderline misogynistic. You know, he proudly calls himself white trash and an arsehole, and proudly says that he's an arsehole like it's a badge of honor. Okay, he's extremely inappropriate, and he's like that 14-year-old that has no filter, except he's not 14 years old, he's in his late 20s. I mean, you guys, do you really want Sean Strickland to be your champion? I mean, really, this guy is a walking PR disaster, and Dana is going to have a heart attack every time this guy gets to a press conference, every time he has an interview, every time he has to do mass media, every time he has to do fan meet and greet. Dana and WMG are going to have a heart attack. Doesn't a champion need some kind of PR training? Shouldn't a champion be a little classy and have some type of moral code? You know, shouldn't he be like nice to people and decent and be something that your friends and your family and your kids would wanna look up to? You know, would you show your friends Sean's interviews or fights if you wanted to sell MMA to them as a sport? Like, for years, the UFC has been trying to convince the world that it's not just, like, a caveman sport, that the people that compete in MMA have class and dignity, they have respect for one another, and they are, like, gentlemen and gentlewomen of combat sport. And then I think, you know, Sean just turns the clock back and regresses MMA by 20 years. You know, most, not all, but most champions are classy and respectful, and Sean Strickland has shown time and time again that he's the opposite. You know, first of all, secondly, I do agree that Dracus versus Strickland should be next. That should be a great fight. But you know, I really think that, like, for the good of, like, MMA, for the good of the UFC, I really hope that Sean does lose the title soon, because he's not the right mold for a UFC champion. He's not the right fit. He's not the right template for a UFC champion. He's not an appropriate person. Never mind an appropriate champion. And I just hope his reign does come. This sounds so negative, but I hope that his reign does come to an end very soon. Okay guys, thanks for that's the end of the vid. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening.